Continuing our discussion on the KDPG Sunday edition. So glad you're with us on this Sunday morning, talking about the legacy of Roberto Clemente, about what's happening in Puerto Rico and why there still is a long way to go in that country after Hurricane Maria just about a year and a half ago. Continue this discussion, Luke, from the things that have been taken, the things that have gone there. How much farther is there to go? How much more work still needs to be done?
Well, it's enormous. Again, it's an island with 3 million Americans on it, poorest part of the United States by far, much poorer than, say, Mississippi or Louisiana or the U.S. Indian reservations. And they need in their hospitals, we have a medical focus. We are replacing 40-year-old autoclaves that you need for surgery because they don't have the money to buy new ones.
Just to sterilize equipment.
That's right. That's right. And one of the clinics where we supported the solar power system for the clinic, it's a big facility, 20 doctors work there, that sort of thing. We're replacing an exam table that they use as a delivery table with a real delivery table. So it's important at that moment to be comfortable, you know. So that's the type of thing that we're doing. They are us, but they are at the minimum.
Right. When you saw some of the photos that we ran in that piece at the beginning,
I took those.
But I want you to talk about those, and I want you to share a little bit more, because even though you took them, you still had a reaction as to what was going on there in Puerto Rico.
Well, I think so basically, I was at the community. It's a CDT. It's the first CDT in Puerto Rico whose emergency room has solar power. We put it there. But what was devastating, well, no, not devastating, what was touching for me is I'm at my uncle's house on my birthday, and I'm driving from my uncle's house to my mother's house. Now, my mother passed away in April, and I drive by the school that my aunt used to be a teacher in, which is literally, and we've already supported 2 schools, so I'm in shorts, and I'm not ready to go and present, but I have to walk in. I talked to the principal. I said, just Google me and Google brother's brother. We've already adopted 2 schools. I know what you're going to show me here. I know I'm going to ask you for a tour, but I know what I'm going to see. What I'm going to tell you is we can help you. And I have those clips there. I was sweating. This is in November, and I was sweating so much, and so they have no air conditioning. But if you look at the school, I show you pictures of the school, and you would think that this is an abandoned facility. This is the new normal. And what I said in that piece before is I cannot accept a new normal. I can't. I can't go there and accept that these kids are okay in this kind of environment. So I'm committed to doing everything we can. It is very, very moving. What I will say is that I am so pleased to be part of this community. I'm from Pittsburgh, so Pittsburgh is doing the work there. Whether the U.S. government, the Puerto Rico government, I'm not going to get into politics. But I can tell you,
any other city that has any presence whatsoever there, besides us?
Not that I know of. I mean, there
are other countries that have reached out to help, but I think that's a great point that you make.
Yeah, but here's the key:
is bigger than some of these countries.
Well, here's the key: the first community-based diagnostic and treatment center, CDT, on Puerto Rico that's got solar powered on it. We put it there. The only and the first inoculation clinic that will have solar power is being built as we speak in Ponce, Puerto Rico. It's being put by the people of Pittsburgh. The schools that are being adopted.
But there's nothing from Baltimore or Minneapolis, right? No.
I mean, now, brother's brother, I'm part of the board now. We collect from other areas. Sure.
But
we
separate.
This is Pittsburgh. This is Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh's got the stamp on it. When we go to Jayuya and we're taking a trip there next month, the mayor of that city is going to receive us there in open arms, saying, God bless you. These people are in tears when we go there. These are hospitals. I mean, a birthing room. I went into the birthing room. It's on the clip. Yeah. The birthing room is not operational because they have no air conditioner. And I didn't know about the table. So now they get a table that works. So needless to say, we've done a lot. There's a lot more to do, and we're focused and we're committed. And thank you to the people of Pittsburgh. We're making a difference. Pittsburgh is making a difference.
And students have as well, right?
Everyone, students, college students, the media, you folks helping us cover it. My friends at the Pirates, Brother's Brother, the people who are donating. This is a beautiful community. I mean, look at the Tree of Life, and now look at Pittsburgh. This is a beautiful. Pittsburgh is a gem. We are a great city.
You asked the question about help from other parts of the country, and they did come. They came from New York and Florida and other places, and we know this because we shared containers together. We had to bring many containers out of Cleveland and out of Philadelphia and out of Texas in common. Because we had to, it started for us with the pirates, but you know, the others started catching up, and you could send sea containers and you could distribute things together. So we work with many other groups around the country, several large cities, several small communities, to get help there. Someone could say we can do this, and someone said we could do that, and we put it together for a better service to the people who needed the help.
Frank, one of your coaches had a lot to say about Puerto Rico because Joey Cora is from there. He and a number of your Latin-born players, Francisco Cervelli, they were very front and center. Rodriguez also, about saying that this. How were they able to share where they're from, what their country is about, with the American-born public, with the American-born players, with the front office staff, who didn't necessarily understand what had happened?
You're right, Rick, and this really did, as I said, came from the players and Joey, and players and coaches, and Joey is one of the major contributors, and he really pushed us to do more and came to me and said, I have this great idea. We need the help, and we can't just write a check. We need to actually live the legacy of Roberto Clemente.
You need to go.
We need to go.
Right.
And they were insistent that we need to go and not just drop off supplies at the airport in San Juan and then leave, because they understood the island and understood all of the areas up in the mountains, out on the outskirts of, outside of San Juan, that were not getting any of the relief effort that had gone in by that time. So they insisted not only on going on the plane, but then in distributing the goods throughout the island and into the areas where nobody else was going because of their local knowledge. And that brings us to somebody whose name hasn't come up yet, but it is Raul Rodriguez, who was the person responsible for distributing these 450,000 pounds of supplies into the hinterlands of this devastated island at the time. Raul, I didn't know him before I picked up the phone and called him at Joey Cora's request and said, Raul can get this done. You know, I knew that we had great partners here in FedEx Ground, and Pitt, Ohio was bringing all of the goods from PNC Park to the airport. FedEx Ground, and then ultimately Brothers with some of the surplus goods that we collected, were getting it to the island. But I had no idea how we were going to distribute these goods.
What do you do once you get there, right?
At an island where they had just been devastated, there was no electricity, gas was in short supply, and Joey said, you need to call Raul Rodriguez. And I called Raul and he said, I've got you taken care of. And when we got to the airport, he had 12 18-wheeler trucks ready to be packed up and off to the various cities that we were making these deliveries to. So the players were instrumental. They pushed us, and then they also acted in the legacy, in the great legacy of the Roberto.
Did Joey's brother Alex, was he involved as well?
Yes, Alex, managing the Red Sox, was also involved, pushed the Red Sox, and they had collected supplies as well and took a plane over there. The Houston Astros were very instrumental as well. So there was a lot of help within Major League Baseball, which has a terrific history with great Latin players and great players from the island of Puerto Rico.
Did going there change you?
It sure did. It just seeing what the devastation and seeing what it meant to these people, the gratitude. Ron mentioned the gratitude of the people of Puerto Rico, and we've gotten letters and notes and videos back. Raul Rodriguez came here last year so that we could honor him on the field at PNC Park and thank him for what he did. But he came back with honors for us and for the people of Puerto Rico, or the people of Pittsburgh, for what we did for that island. They won't forget it. I'm looking forward to going back there next month to see what still needs to be done and to see how we can help further.
So, Luke, what does happen next? I mean, how do you continue to motivate a public about something that happened 18 months ago? How do you continue to put that call out and have people respond?
Well, people know in the Pittsburgh area and beyond that we delivered. That's because of the media coverage. Folks from KDKA went, saw it. There are results just everywhere. And so we have to go see again. We're going to go with our board chair, and actually there'll be 4 of us, 3 here and our board chair, and we will be reviewing what we've done, and we're going to come back and tell the story to anybody who wants to hear it. And we hope that there will be more help. Brother's Brother also helps with other hurricanes. So just to say, this year we've responded to Hurricane Florence and Michael and the fires in California. So for us, it's not just Puerto Rico, but when we go and verify that that continues to work, people continue to get the help. We intend to go back to so many of those who helped us before and say, there's more that needs to be done.
There always is. There always is. What would you like to say to the people of Puerto Rico? Because they'll see this through the internet and things like that. In terms of what do you want to say to your people?
So I've said a couple of things. I said, the first thing I said is, number one, you're not alone. Ustedes no están solo. You're not alone. Number two, Puerto Rico se ha levantado. Puerto Rico has already stood up. Okay, we are standing up, we're getting there. So those are the 2 commitments. I made a commitment to the CDT in Jayuya that this is the beginning. So we got the birthing table. I'm going to put an air conditioner in that room, and we'll make it the premier CDT in Puerto Rico.
A little bit at a time, right?
But I want to say one thing, Luke. Of every dollar that comes in for Puerto Rico, how much goes out?
100%.
Every bit of it.
Every bit.
All right, and we will wrap things up with a few comments and a few thoughts when we come right back on the KDPG Sunday edition.